semester, I have this visual of him popping into my office on a Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, and he yelled, "Surprise!" He did it so frequently, which I enjoyed, but it stopped being a surprise after a while.
Evan is super witty.
He is very personable and professional. I was listening to him make some phone calls and I was taking notes on his professionalism.
Evan just is radiant. He is jiggly and happy.
He worked so hard, he put in so much time, he excelled at everything that he set out to do. He juggled a lot this semester, and it's no surprise to me at how much he accomplished and how much he's going to continue to excel next semester. Action.
Jack, I think of, he's so creative for writing assignments, for group projects. He always had these really innovative ideas.
Jack is incredibly creative. We had this project for Tiny Shifts where small groups had to make small videos about a small change in their life that could lead to a greater impact, and Jack actually designed and produced the music for his video, and it was really incredible.
Little ditty about Jack and Diane, two American kids growing up in the heartland.
And then for career seminar, he drew this incredible illustration of the 8 domains of wellness. And I know that his creativity will serve him as he goes back to BC next semester.
Zakir reminds me of like a Renaissance man. He had so many ideas and interests about so many different topics.
I think one thing that he's working on in life is just making sure that he has a great impact on the community, and I think that shows in everything that he does here and outside of Nateo. He's always trying to make sure that everyone feels included, and he arranged different athletic events and different movie nights and things to make sure that everyone felt like they were a part of the community, and he's just great. He's already contributing so much to this community.
Zakir.
So motivating, always posting on GroupMe, asking people to run 5Ks and 10Ks, fantastic.
Zakir always brings a smile to my face. One time in mindfulness, I came up with an idea that I thought was very creative. However, it totally flopped. And afterwards, Zakir came over to make sure I was okay and gave me his condolences.
Julia is so funny. She has this unbelievable sense of humor, which she conveyed through her academic seminar answers. Very respectable.
Julia, I think of empathic. She has such a kind spirit and heart.
Julia is really kind. She loves animals and even made treats for the Halloween party.
Whether it's talking about the zombie apocalypse and wanting to make sure everybody is prepared for what that might bring, and emphasizing how people with mental health issues are more prepared for the zombie apocalypse, which I loved. Or she's baking treats for the Halloween party. Julia is always about connecting with other people and being there for other people.
Wit.
Musical.
Wit is so polite. He's such a gentleman.
So kind.
I might look like the boss. Whit Weinman is the boss. I invited him to co-facilitate an open studio class, do a little music. He throws together these folk songs and these warm-up exercises that really just got everyone comfortable singing, making music. Whit, you really get it. You are a charming, lovely human being, and it's just been great working with you. Congrats.
Whit is one of my coachees, and one thing that I really respect and admire about him is how great he is on the phone. He would make a lot of calls to different customer service representatives, and he treats everybody like a person, which I think a lot of us don't do, and we talked about it, and he said that it's in his family that you treat people like people, not transactions, and that was just really nice to see.
Sarah, I think of quiet strength. She has such a creative voice that she harnesses through her art, and we saw that a lot in Photo Voice.
I think she exudes a lot of strength.
I remember day one, she and I were meeting together for coaching, and she had this journal, it was a bullet journal, that was perfectly organized in terms of different categories for her transfer application, and everything she had to do broken down, dates she wanted to do it all by. So she's tremendously organized and has this strength about her to persevere through any circumstances that come her way.
Connor, phenomenal actor. Yeah, in Open Studio, he blew me away with his performance.
Connor has fully embraced Boston now, producing, directing, and starring in his own movie. He's the next Matt Damon.
Do you like apples? I got a phone number. How do you like them apples?
Connor.
Connor is so willing just to be with people. He's the first one who will laugh at a joke with you, but if you're having a bad day, he'll really sit with you and want to be there and listen to you too.
Oh, and he's a great server. He explained to me the menu on the restaurant he works at, and I'm dying to go there now. So that's good on him.
He's a salesman.
Yep.
Justin has an amazing ability to connect with people through laughter. He's always cracking me up, cracking up his peers, and cracking himself up too. Justin came in this semester with a clear goal to work on writing, and he blew me out of the water. His ability to articulate what he wants to say in his own unique style is absolutely beautiful.
He's really thoughtful. He thinks a lot about what we're talking about, and he always has something to say.
Extremely articulate.
Extremely articulate.
And funny.
Justin definitely gets best dressed.
I've seen him. Justin makes a good first impression in that suit. Beyond that, he's just incredibly imaginative and creative.
Justin P. McDonald, what a riot. If you haven't seen his Open Studio film where he's the CVS receipt monster and chasing Connor around in the parking lot, what a clever young man. Justin, it's been so great working with you.
He's really grown, and I'm so excited to see what he does next. So, in true Justin fashion, I will sign off just like he does. I remain Justin P. McDonald. Hannah always starts every email with saying greetings, which I find so endearing. But most of what Hannah does, I find very endearing.
Hannah has such a dry sense of humor. She's really funny.
Hannah, I wish everyone in the world was as direct as Hannah is.
We love Hannah.
She's so strident. She says, like, you know what you're getting is honest to God Hannah when she speaks, right?
Yeah, and she's incredibly honest and puts herself right out there all the time.
Right out there. She's,
yeah.
Yep. This is who I am, and you're gonna hear it.
She kept me accountable, always asking me when I was going to grade those tests. I don't think I ever would have done them if it wasn't for her. Thanks, Hannah.
First day of coaching, Hannah had her first writing assignment due for a writing seminar that Monday. We were coaching Tuesday morning. She walked in, greetings, and she asked me if I had any feedback for her. I looked at her, I said, I haven't gotten to it yet. She asked me, when do you think you might? Hannah keeps you accountable, and she keeps herself accountable. And the best thing about Hannah is she asks for what she wants, and it's a great quality.
I love ironic names, and when I think of Meredith with the last name Grimm, that's very ironic to me because she's so pleasant.
She's very quietly confident, I would say.
Meredith is such a solid foundation. I can always count on her to turn in her writing assignment, be the first one to class, participate in class. She was really just the foundation for this semester at Nateo.
Meredith is always early. She's always there.
Meredith, I feel very honored because she shared her artwork with me, which was brilliant. She's very skilled.
I might look like the boss, but I'll tell you who's a boss. Meredith Grimm. Meredith Grimm says yes to everything, even if she's not sure what's around the bend. Meredith, we invited you to co-facilitate an open studio class and teach people how to draw, And man, did you make that fun, accessible, memorable. You're a great teacher, great artist. Love working with you. Cheers to the boss.
Meredith drew the most amazing drawing of Piper, having never met Piper, and I was touched.
Meredith, she taught me how to draw a bear. In Open Studio, she taught the entire class how to pick out shapes in any kind of piece of art and how to draw animals. And while mine looked more like an anteater than anything else, it was the closest I ever came. So thank you, Meredith.
Wyatt is so polite, so easy to talk to and get along with.
I think he values his physical wellness as a, like a piece of his foundation, which is great.
Wyatt is just charming.
Wyatt.
Wyatt is so dedicated and resilient, and I so appreciated just his willingness to communicate good and bad days. But his resilience, it just makes him so remarkable.
Wyatt is so incredibly thoughtful.
Here, here, I've got an idea. I think SAMHSA should strongly consider recruiting Wyatt Maurer to help them promote the 8 dimensions of wellness. Here's why. Wyatt, you are so good at paying attention to all the dimensions of wellness, and I probably owe you $100 because every time I say $20 if you can name all of them, your hand goes up. You pay great attention to yourself and your family and all the dimensions of self-care, and it shows. You're doing a great job. Congratulations.
Wyatt and I have spent a lot of time together. Wyatt told me once that he really likes the basketball player Marcus Smarts because he's just a workhorse and does everything he can to make everyone look good. And that's kind of how I feel like Wyatt is. He works incredibly hard, he's diligent, and he does everything he can, and it really helps improve the entire class.
Okay, well, John definitely wins longest commute to Nateo. He would take like 2 trains and a bus, and he would always be here on time and early, and he would never miss our meetings, and even beyond that, he'd always come in at the end of the day, and he'd have this long day, and he would just be so happy, and he would always just catch me off guard with like a funny joke, or just had this like really like positive outlook on life that I am excited for him to like carry with him into his next things. He always made my day a little brighter at Nateo, and I know how he'll bring that with him for next semester as well.
I would describe John as lucky. Carries around 2 4-leaf clovers in his wallet.
He's so witty. I feel like sometimes he is still laughing at his own joke before he can even share it with the class.
He's blossomed this fall. And it's been great to see. And we see that in the wellness
He
seminar.
lets go of his sense of humor. It's awesome. He's a really funny, lighthearted guy on the inside. Sometimes lets it out, and we love it.
We love it.
Gordon, you're so thoughtful, and the way you so expressively communicated your like emotions and ideas about the world through writing just really, it really stunned me, and it was incredible.
Gordon is incredibly smart, but beyond his abilities as a student, he's a phenomenal teacher. He presented an ideas worth discussing, and the way he interacted with each group and helped everyone understand the concepts, it was really inspirational.
Gordon always has something scientific or evidence-based to contribute to the conversation, and we appreciate that. He's willing to challenge us in the class.
Yep.
And he's a good conversation starter maker because he's always
not
like
afraid to take
the opposite
a
opinion.
controversial position on things if he believes it, and I really like that about him.
even if he doesn't believe it, he puts it out there as, well, let's play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
He does that.
Very thoughtful guy.
Yes.
Yep.
I like having Gordon in the class a lot.
Maggie is the best at chit-chatting. She is just the best at early morning conversations. I love talking with her before writing class on Monday morning. She's just so full of energy and happy to chat about your weekend, and she's just so thoughtful, and she's just fun to talk to.
Maggie is
She feels like the glue that holds
Yeah.
the class together.
Yes,
Yeah,
she's-
she really does.
she-
She seems to have a relationship with everybody in the class.
Maggie is so positive. Maggie always has something good to say.
Maggie is just a ray of light. She's just excited and energetic, and she's delightful.
During coaching one time, Maggie said to me, "Do you know what coaching is, Chelsea?" And I looked at her curiously. And she said, "It's like the student has a steak in front of them, and you're our fork and knife, and you're showing us how we eat the steak. And then eventually, we learn, and we can eat the steak on our own." I think Maggie's at a point right now where she can eat the steak alone.
Henry is such an old soul. When I think about Henry, I think of the phrase, Henry being Henry. He loved what his plan was, who he was, and he was comfortable with that.
Henry is he knows what he wants. Yeah.
Henry has a powerful voice and he's such a talented writer. Every week I enjoyed reading all of his assignments, but the crown jewel was definitely his origin story of Piper, Chelsea's dog.
Henry once thanked me for being present in class, and while he might have been sarcastic, changed my entire day.
I think I can compare him to a game of no stress chess. Henry was always one step ahead. He had a plan, he knew what he wanted to do. He was playing chess while maybe we thought others were playing checkers. And of course, he has that cool, calm demeanor, no stress.
Kayla.
Lover of music.
Larry Cohn keeps fresh beans in his office. I'll tell you what else is fresh around here. Caleb Pells. You are a fresh breath of air, Caleb Pells. We love working with you. We love listening to you and the way you talk so fondly of friends and family and the other things you love in life, music and nature. It has been such a joy working with you. Congrats. Best of luck in next steps.
Caleb, he's just honest. He's self-aware and he's honest.
Do you know how to pronounce Caleb in Spanish?
Caleb.
Nope. It's Caleb.
Caleb.
I think he's such a gentleman. He's so kind, easy to get along with. I think of him as such a free spirit. I'm picturing him running around on the field during our staff-student kickball game. He had no shoes on, he was having the time of his life. And Caleb, I know that you're going to bring that spirit and kindness with you as you keep moving forward. Zach has so many talents. Academically, technically, he's unbelievable. Excel, we know that he excels at that.
Zach is self-aware and positive and just a joy to have around.
We were sitting in class and I said something about, do you know what I'm thinking? And he said, about retirement?
Zach, he always sits in the front row, and he's by far the most excited about dancing to Backstreet Boys.
Most importantly, he was such an integral part to the Nateo group. Peers and staff really seemed to just be drawn to him. He was always at the nucleus of the social scenes. And I know that certainly Zach benefited from that. But it's important to recognize how impactful you were for others in the program, Zach, and how much they benefited from you too.
Laura.
Creative.
Graceful.
Laura just always looks so stylish.
Laura.
Definitely a leader with Dungeons and Dragons.
She's lighthearted and she's insightful
And she's super honest too.
yeah.
She's just the definition of poise and grace. She's also incredibly self-aware, and I just want to thank her so much because not only was she a participant in Nateo, but she helped create a better community for all the students. She developed this Dungeons and Dragons game and tried to tell me what it was about, and I didn't get it, but she created this entire community and this entire game for all of our students as well as anybody who wanted to play, and that was just fantastic.
Molly's smile lights up the room.
Molly just radiates joy. She's bubbly, she's energetic, she's just so exciting to have in class. Molly.
Molly is always smiling. She always smiles at me when I talk to her. I like that.
She kind of lights up the room, and she's always one of the first people to answer, and I can tell that people enjoy having her in the class a lot.
Sunshine. Just she walks in the room and she lights it up.
We all know Nateo means thrive in Latin. Technically it's a verb, but we never really say Nateoing. Unless we're talking about Molly, who is totally Nateoing. Molly, you have thrived so much this semester. You've Nateoed day in and day out around here, and we all say it, and you're a joy to work with. Congratulations.
You forgot one, Paul.